Hello, my beautiful family. I hope that you are all safe and healthy and taking very good care of yourself. If you're new to this channel, I want to give you a big virtual hug and welcome you to the most fantastic community on YouTube. Okay, if I say so myself, because that's how awesome you guys are all. So I want to thank you all for your loving messages to my community posting about not feeling that great. You know, I'm just full of gratitude that I am overall healthy. It's just been, I don't know what is going on in the collective consciousness or what it is, because and you let me know too in the comments, like if you're feeling the same way, like mentally and emotionally and spiritually. I feel so good. You know, I'm doing my meditation every single day. I'm really taking time to do things better, to go in deep, you know, to expand spiritually. I feel like I'm feeling good, but for some reason my body is not in alignment with that. So I don't know, I can't sleep at night. I don't know why my entire body just hurts for no good reason. Like everything from my neck to my legs hurts. And it's very unusual for me. And I've been doing everything I can, from yoga to stretching to walks. I've been doing everything I can, but no relief as yet. And so that's why I'm sorry I wasn't able to post my usual Sunday reading. But I hope that you guys can definitely catch this one. So today we're going to go in deep on the divine masculine and divine feminine as usual. So you know what I always say, we utilize terms like twin flames and soulmates and the DM and the DF, but use all of those as energies as they work for you and leave the rest. And as always, I want to say this again, emphasize this again, that this is a general reading, so it may not apply to your specific situation. But if you would like guidance on your unique experience, you know, what you are going through with your masculine or feminine, that's what a private reading is for, and the link to that is in the box below. So I have pre-shuffled all of my decks, and I'll be using a bunch of interesting ones, as well as the 3 decks that I've created for all of you who are on this journey to love. So let's get started with our first question for Spirit. So Spirit, can you please tell us, we'd like to know, what is the connective energy right now between the divine masculine collective and the divine feminine collective, right? What is the energy of their connection at this time? Oh my gosh, look at this. Love it. Ace of Cups. What could be a better card to get as the first card in this reading? Oh, I'm feeling uplifted already. I hope you guys are as well. So please tell us some more. Let's go deeper. What is the, oh, interesting, 9 of Cups. Look at this. A lot of emotional energy coming through. What is the connective energy between the divine masculine and divine feminine? Oh, I love this. Another ace. Beautiful new beginnings. Wow. Beautiful new beginnings on the way. I love that. Ooh, lots of potential here. What is the energy of the connection between the divine masculine and the divine feminine? Oh, so many beautiful energies coming through here. So let's take a look. Now, I hope you're seeing here that we have a really fabulous combination here of the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the 9 of Cups. And so I love the fact that we got these 2 together, because I think that when you have these 2 aces, or sometimes even more in one reading, it is such a powerful vibrational energy of looking forward to a new phase. And I think we could all use that about right now, right? I've lost count of how many days we have been in this lockdown. And I know that it has been a struggle, a challenge to keep your energies up. I know, like, if you read the news a lot or watch the news a lot, which I think it really does contribute to us feeling worse instead of better. I think that it can make you feel like there's no end in sight. Like, when is this actually going to shift? When will all of this turn? And I do know from your comments and emails that many of you, including myself, are right now in a physical distance from your divine masculine or divine feminine because of this quarantine, as in you don't live in the same place. You may live in different cities. You have geographical distance and you're not able to travel to see each other because of everything that's going on. And so I can completely feel and understand your pain for those of you who are going through this pain of separation right now, whether it is geographical, or whether it is obstacles, situational, where you might be in some sort of a difficult situation where you just haven't been able to come together. You may be in some sort of like a minimal contact, if any contact at all. So for all of you in the collective who are feeling this way, I really hope that you see this beautiful message from Spirit saying that fear not. Don't let yourself get too down, because a shift is coming. A new day, a new horizon, a new beginning is surely on the way. If you decide that you are going to be open to it and you're going to keep yourself open-minded. This Ace of Swords is an energy of really focusing in on opening up our minds at this time, to not let limiting beliefs get us down, not to let negative thoughts, negative visions. That's why I think that it is going to be paramountly important for all of us to maintain a really high vibration as we get through each day. I know it's a struggle, believe me. It is a struggle. And you may see yourself manifesting some of those negative energies in different ways, right? Like I'm going through that right now. I feel like whatever anxiety I may have subconsciously about what's going on in the world, even though I'm consciously not keeping my focus on it, it must be at the subconscious level, because I don't know why else my entire body hurts like hell. I remember from that last reading, we were talking about back pain and all of that. So many of you wrote to me and said, absolutely, I have chronic pain, or my divine masculine or feminine has this pain. So I feel like there is a universal kind of pain energy going on right now that I think that all of us have to be very, very aware of. So let's focus on new ways of thinking, to not let our mindset get down, because that's what this Ace of Swords is all about. We got to keep our mindset really fresh, open, and positive, and continue to raise our vibration from that. And we want to keep our heart space open. So I feel like this is a wonderful energy to come through as a connective energy between you and your masculine or feminine, that this is Spirit saying that both of you want to keep an open mind towards each other with an open heart, right? Give yourselves some sort of a break here. If you feel that things have gotten too difficult, it is okay to take some time for yourself and to replete your energies, and know that this new beginning is still there for you. It's not like it's going to go away. And so that's why I feel like it came with this Nine of Cups, which is really about individual satisfaction. And so I think when it comes to your connective energy at this time, it's almost like you guys know that ultimately your connection will be back on track. If it feels like it's off track right now, and that's fine, as long as you are keeping your heart space open and keeping your mind open. But I think right now what you both can really really benefit from is focusing on your individual satisfaction. Nine of Cups is about wanting to feel contentment where you are individually, where so like you are not emotionally or in any way dependent on any other person, even if it's your masculine or feminine or your twin flame. You're not dependent on them, nor are you dependent on outside situations or events in order to access your own deep sense of happiness, bliss, and fulfillment. And I think that is what Spirit is saying, that if you two can do that, then that will be very, very good for this renewing of this connection, of this refreshing. For those of you who are together but maybe having some ups and downs, it's about refreshing your connection. For those of you who are in separation, it's about renewing your connection. And that is completely there because, see, the potential, right? So I feel like the energy of that fulfillment for this new beginning that's coming to you is absolutely there. But it's right now, it's like you're gonna have to make that effort, right? Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So, you know, you're both willing and ready to make the effort to go the distance here. And that is a beautiful energy for sure. But and that is something that you're committed to. So foundationally, it's there. But I think what Spirit is saying is definitely, I mean, have faith in your connection. Know that it is not going anywhere. But also take this time to focus in on yourself and your well-being. Now, there is another issue here coming through, which I think is interesting. And it's coming from the masculine. So I feel like part of something going on in this connection has to also do with the masculine and him not maybe sharing something that is going on with him. He may be keeping secrets from you at this time. Look at this. It's so interesting. Look at this, these keys. It's almost like, you know, he may be going through certain things that are quite difficult for him right now, and he has kind of shut himself down. But I'm not feeling that it's just to you. I feel that the masculine right now may be shutting himself down to kind of other people as well. Like it's not just you, but he is definitely going through some sort of a darker time where he really does need to figure out how he can be truly happy and satisfied on his own, because if he can't do that, then he's not going to be able to be a great partner to his feminine. You know, when all of this lifts, when this pandemic ends and we all get back to normal life and you all want to really strengthen your bonds, your relationships, your connections, it's like the masculine really needs to also find some sort of peace within himself, because I'm feeling that whatever these secrets are, and it doesn't have to be anything ground shattering, it doesn't have to be anything huge, but I feel like they're enough of a secret as in they're the things that are bringing his energy down, that are bringing his sense of well-being down, and that's not a good thing for him. So I feel that for the masculine, he's really going to have to work that much harder to find his balance, his equilibrium again, so that he can be in this place of opening up his heart space, because keeping these secrets within him deep inside are not good for him, as in it's not good for his own well-being, right? It's not going to be good for his health, his mental health, or his physical health. So I feel like this is a challenge that the masculine is definitely facing. And if you are in that position where your masculine you feel is keeping secrets, then, you know, trust your gut instinct. He may be. But he's just going to need some time to work through whatever that is so that he can come out and share. Okay, so Spirit, can you please tell us, what would the divine masculine say to his feminine from his higher self right now, if he could? Wow, interesting. Okay, so these are two messages from the divine masculine to his feminine. Now, Spirit, can you please tell us, what would the feminine say to her masculine from her deepest heart, if she could right now? What would the divine feminine say to her masculine? Wow, interesting. All right, so look at this. I still feel deeply connected to you, but I won't admit it. I love you, but I'm afraid to reach out and have you reject me. Okay, so remember, this is definitely speaking towards the ones that we were talking about in the collective, where you feel that you are in some sort of a separation, either geographically or just emotionally and physically and spiritually at this time, right? So there is definitely some sort of, and I feel like this could also be the secret that that many of the masculines are keeping right now, for whatever the situation is, the circumstances that they can't sort of deal with. One of the secrets may be that they are kind of putting up that false front, kind of like that false ego, and are not willing to admit how they truly feel due to whatever their own internal blocks are. So this is interesting. Now, from the feminine, we got a shadow and a light message. And look at this. We come from different worlds. And I want you to believe in me again. So I'm feeling that there is definitely some sort of an issue here. Again, this is for some of you, maybe not for all of you, where the feminine has begun to feel that as much as she loves her masculine, that they are looking at things from a different perspective, right? Like they may have different opinions. And so it feels like they're coming from different worlds. And so that might be the kind of separating energy, right? Where you're not able to build a bridge of communication the way that you want. And I feel like something may have happened between the two of you where the masculine lost some sort of faith or belief in this connection and stepped away at some point. And or even the feminine, like the ones who have felt this very deeply. So I feel like either of you have stepped away from this connection for some reason of communication breakdown, of really not being heard. That's the energy that I'm getting, that you felt like no matter how much you tried to express yourself, you weren't heard or understood in the right way, or even that you were misunderstood by your masculine or your feminine, that they somehow thought the worst of you, or they questioned you in some way, as in they may have questioned your intentions or your motives, or lashed out at you in some way through some sort of a misunderstanding that was very, very hurtful to you. So that's why this is coming up as some sort of a block in communication or mutual understanding that you two do need to get over, that you need to build a bridge towards. And I think that's why you got that Ace of Cups and Ace of Swords, because in order to bridge this kind of gap, you do have to start thinking differently, right? You have to start thinking of things from a different perspective, and you have to be willing to open up your heart space again. Wow. Okay, so now the next two questions that I have, and I'm going to pause before I get to them because I want to give you your affirmation of the day, but the next two questions after the affirmation are really going to be geared towards our lessons, as in, because we have time right now where we are literally having to be indoors and we can't go about our normal life. I really wanted to get guidance from Spirit on what are some important lessons regarding love and connection can each of us, divine masculine and feminine, learn at this time. What is it? What are the gaps in our understanding? What are we not seeing? So that's coming up in just 1 minute, but I want to give you your affirmation of the day, which is all about, it's so lovely how beautifully fitting it is with that Ace of Cups and Ace of Swords, because it really is about believing that your future is very bright. So I want you to write in the comment box, my future is beautiful. My future is absolutely glorious. Or use whatever is your favorite word to describe something amazing. My future is amazing. My future is beautiful. My future is glorious. And I want you to really believe in that, because we need that right now. We need to know in our hearts and have faith that this is going to come to an end, and we're going to come out stronger and better, and that our future is absolutely stunning and waiting for us in the most beautiful way. All right. So now let's get to those questions that we had about what lessons can we learn. So Spirit, can you tell us what lesson about love does the divine feminine need to learn during this quiet time? What lesson about love does the divine feminine need to learn during this quiet time? What are some of the gaps in the divine feminine's perspective, in her, the way she sees things? Interesting. Whoa, okay. So, wow, okay. Look at this. 7 of Wands, 5 of Cups, and Ace of Wands. This is so interesting. All right, so what I'm feeling here is that one of the things I think that is coming through very strongly from Spirit here is really about resilience. This 5 of Cups is the energy of being down and in despair. It's about grief. It's about grieving the loss of something. And so I think what Spirit is trying to say here is that the feminine could do very well to become a bit more tough-skinned, thick-skinned, become a bit more resilient about life situations. And I think this is a good thing, right? Because the thicker the skin that we can have, the better off we are, so that we are not as touchy, so that we don't allow other people and their actions and their behavior and their words to get to us, to really focus on our self-worth. And if we let other people, whether it's our masculine, feminine, or anybody else, if we let them and their words and actions affect our own inner being, affect our own view of ourselves and our own self-worth, then we are literally going backwards instead of going forwards. And so I think this is the lesson that Spirit is trying to convey, I think, for the feminine, that if you can get more emotionally strong, so that you are like this very strong ship, weathering all storms, that storms don't hit you. Yes, they can set you off course a little bit, but you'll get right back on course. They only set you back a little bit. They don't devastate you, because you are extremely emotionally, mentally, and spiritually tough. And so I feel that what Spirit is saying here is that if you can do that, this is a new way for you to be. I love this Ace of Wands. Look how many aces we're getting right now. Isn't this lovely? So this Ace of Wands is like, if you can when you get out of this 5 of Cups energy, as in you don't let yourself get down anymore, you stand firmly in any challenges that come your way, and you develop a thick skin, as in don't let anybody insult you or hurt you with their words. Don't take it personally. Anytime your masculine, feminine, or anybody else says, anything hurtful to you, then you know that is about them and not you. Right? So what that will do is that it will it'll actually put you on course to do things differently in life. Ace of Wands, you'll start to take actions in a different way, and that is a lovely thing, and it's going to be a very powerful new energy for you. And when you do that, you will no longer need to put up walls around yourself, because you will already be so strong that you don't need to put up any kind of false walls around yourself, but you do need to stand your ground. So that's also part of like getting out of this energy and being really strong and having faith in who you are, so that you are standing there with a lot of strength, that you don't need any kind of fake crutches, right? You know, you are who you are, and you are extremely strong in that. You don't need anybody else to give you any false propping up or anything like that, because you get your strength from within. And so that's what this evolution is all about. You realize that obstacles are merely lessons on your path to love. See, that's the key to your evolution, and that may be the gap in your understanding right now, that you start to see obstacles or negative situations as merely lessons to make you stronger, to make your skin thicker, right? And then you will be on your way. This chop wood is all about systematically removing any of those kind of blocks that you have within yourself that are making you feel like you're not worthy or not good enough, or you don't deserve better, right? You need to systematically clear out those negative energies from inside of yourself. And this quiet time is the best way to do it. And I do feel that the other thing that Spirit is saying here is to really forgive yourself. You know, sometimes we go so hard on ourselves, and this is specifically for the feminine, right? We tend to go very hard on ourselves. We tend to expect much more from ourselves than from others, and that is why we tend to also feel more down, right? And tend to be a little bit more sensitive at times. So forgive yourself for any mistakes that you feel that you've made. Don't go hard on yourself. It's okay, but you need to learn the lessons. And I think the last thing Spirit is saying here, feminine, if you get deception, okay, from anywhere, whether it's the masculine or anybody else, it doesn't matter, you need to run. Okay, you cannot let anybody deceive you in the name of love, because that is not real love. Okay, so I know, and I feel that this is a very strong indicator from Spirit, saying that if you are in any kind of situation where you are not being treated right, where you are being lied to, cheated on, deceived in any way, all under the name of, oh no, but I still love you, oh no, but with excuses, then you need to run. Because you do not need to accept any kind of behavior from anybody that is out of integrity, that is not moral, that is not ethical, right? If somebody's trying to take advantage of you, or somebody's being really mean to you, or rejecting you, or being emotionally abusive, then I think this is what Spirit is saying, that it is time to stop deceiving yourself and letting others deceive you, and run. Because that is also part of your evolution. That is also part of you getting the thick skin, right? Getting that toughness, so that you are not being taken advantage of, so that you are not, being brokenhearted and in grief over somebody again and again. Wow, very powerful energies there. So Spirit, please tell us then, what lesson does the divine masculine need to learn about love in this quiet time? What does the divine masculine need to learn about love in this quiet time? Wow, we have two kings here. Powerful lessons. Wow. What is the masculine not seeing or understanding about this connection that he needs to see? Well, there you go, vision. Vision. What lesson does the masculine need to learn? Wow. From this time, from this quiet time. So isn't this interesting that we got the vision card for the masculine as the lesson that he needs to learn? So no matter what, you see the bigger picture of a loving and just universe. But I do feel that that is so powerful because of the combination that he got here with the two kings and the 7 of cups. So King of Cups, King of Wands. So what I'm feeling here is, to me, very, very clear for the masculine. It's like he needs to develop his vision. As in, there are so many things that he often doesn't see or understand clearly when it comes to his own emotions. And that is where he gets really tripped up. Seven of Cups is about really not having the clarity of vision. Isn't that amazing right there? Perfect combination here. It is about not having a clear enough vision to know what it is that you truly want, what is right for you, and what you should do. And it is definitely emotional because it's Seven of Cups. So it's about being confused. But it's about being confused in ways that you are not necessary. You know how sometimes we know people who you feel like they unnecessarily complicate things, and you're like, can you just, I mean, it's simple. You don't need to complicate it so much. And I feel like that's the energy that many of the masculines are in this collective, is that they are, things can be just as simple as, you know what? She's the one. She is my feminine. She is my twin flame. She is my soulmate. She's my immortal beloved. All I have to do is say it, show it, and we can have our union because she is the one. In many of your situations, it's really that simple. And yet, why? Why is the masculine in the Seven of Cups energy? Why doesn't he have the vision to see how clear this actually can be? And so, you know, and I'm saying this not just because I feel the energies really strongly, but I'm also saying this from doing hundreds and hundreds of private readings and having clients who are in this exact position. So many times it's like, it's so simple, and yet they choose not to. They choose something else, or they choose to stay stuck, or they choose to stay in situations that aren't good for them. And so that's what I think Spirit is saying here for the masculine, that the masculine really, I mean, it's about time that he come out of this energy of lack of clarity and vision. It's time for him to loosen his hold. He has to release all of the things that he may be holding on to right now that are not serving him. Anything that is bad energy, old energy, bad connections, bad relationships, bad friends, everything. It's time for him to release that. And if he wants a new beginning, if he wants that Ace of Swords and Ace of Cups that we saw in the beginning, he's going to have to embody the King of Cups and the King of Wands, as in he's really going to have to start mastering his actions, mastering action, because this Seven of Cups is the opposite energy. It's the energy of not acting. Right? It's the energy of being stuck and trying to pick and just not getting any clarity and just going around in circles. And so he needs to release all of that extra crap and get into this, I know who I am and I know what I need to do. King of Wands energy, very bold in his pursuit of the right actions. And he needs to open up his heart and know and acknowledge to himself and to the world, right, that this is it. You know, if he cannot get into this King of Cups energy, how is he going to ever be able to give his feminine everything that they both deserve, right? The connection that they both want. So I think what Spirit is saying here is, look, see this message in the bottle. This is all about understanding the messages, opening your eyes, releasing all that doesn't serve you, and then understanding and being able to see the messages that are coming to you from the universe, because there are really good ones coming for the masculine. This message in a bottle is all about how the universe has messages for you. The universe guides you, but you have to be willing to open up your eyes, have the vision to see those messages. You have to be willing to get out of these stuck energies. Wow. So I feel like those are very strong lessons for both the masculine and the feminine here. So Spirit, can you please tell us, what is your advice for the masculine and feminine as they move forward? Advice for the masculine and feminine as he they move forward. Isn't this lovely? Giving and receiving. The entire universe operates in cycles, similar to your inhalations and exhalations. When you only exhale, give, or only inhale, receive, you become out of rhythm with the universe. For optimal health, energy, and replenishment, balance each inhalation in your life with an exhalation. So this is so lovely because I feel like it has everything to do with this reciprocity that we are seeking between the masculine and the feminine, right? We want an equal giving and receiving between the two of you. We want to bring back balance into this connection so that when the world opens up again, you guys can have a fresh new beginning. So please make sure that you focus on that, your own energy. Make sure that you are really taking good care of yourselves and that you are clearing out all of that junk. Take this time to clear out all of that junk that may be within you, the resistance, the pain, the suffering, the struggles, right? Because when you can do that, I think that the energy between the masculine and the feminine will definitely shift. So make sure that you write your affirmation in the box below and any other comment that you have about what you think and feel about this reading. And if you'd like to have a personal reading with me, the link is in the box below, as well as the link to all of these oracle decks that I've created just for you. So you know how much I love you, you know how much I believe in you, and I will see you all on the next video.